Well, you probably remember these pictures, right? This was about 1 week ago in Deadwood, South Dakota, where they picked up 2 feet of snow. So, is this a sign of things to come? Let's check in with storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel and our winter weather expert Tom Nizzle. They're ready with the winter weather outlook.
Let's start off looking at November, and then I'm going to bring it over to our winter storm expert, Tom Nizzle, to look ahead even farther than that over the winter. And let's look at November again. The temperature forecast across the lower 48, basically it's a dipole here. We got the cool air in the east and the warm air out west. That is associated with a pattern of a jet stream like this, where there's a ridge in the west and a trough in the east. That's the way we think it's going to be at least through early November. The question is that going to last? You know, there's some signs that the jet stream by the middle part of the month will begin to flatten out just a little bit, and maybe some warmer signals will come in here into parts of the southeast or south central part of the United States. Definitely something to keep an eye on as we head through November. Now let's head it to Tom Nizzle, look a little bit farther ahead into the future.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, when we get into the beginning of the winter, you talked about that pattern starting to flatten out a little bit. It goes into more of, on average, what we'd call a zonal pattern. Let's take a look at that. And in that type of pattern here, what we typically will see, and we've got a little confidence in seeing a warmer than average beginning of the winter across the south here, but across much of the rest of the nation, variable conditions here. Later in the season, we'll see this revert into a cold weather forecast. There is midwinter, colder air locked up to the north, the zonal flow across the country. But as we get into the latter part of the winter, we begin to see this buckling in the atmosphere again, and a suggestion at least, and the caveat is this is a seasonal forecast, that we could see some colder weather in New England.
Definitely a lot to look forward to. Stay tuned. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, guys. Well, that's a look ahead into the future. Let's look into the